My friend, let me begin with something that may shake the very foundation of your spirit, something that cuts straight to the bone of your human experience, something that every warrior, every monk, every person walking a difficult path eventually has to face. The fact that there are people in your life who laughed when you struggled, who doubted you when you were trying your best, who whispered about your failures and walked away when you needed understanding the most. But listen carefully, because what I am about to tell you is not anger, not revenge, not bitterness. It is awakening. The version of you that is growing inside your heart right now, the one that is learning through pain, sharpening through adversity, and rising through silence, will one day stand so tall, so spiritually unshakable, that every enemy who doubted you will regret misunderstanding your depth. For this path you walk, the daily path to strength, is not built on temporary victories. It is built on inner clarity, discipline, and a strength that cannot be stolen by opinions, judgments, or the fragile noise of people who never understood your destiny. Your journey, like water cutting through stone, is shaped by persistence, not approval. The reason people underestimated you was simple. They misread your quietness as weakness, your patience as passivity, your humility as lack of power. They believed that because you were slow, you were stuck. Because you didn't shout, you were unsure. Because you didn't fight back, you were defeated. But life has a sacred rule. Anything growing roots grows in silence. Bamboo spends years underground before it rises. Mountains do not announce their height, they simply exist. The sun does not argue with the darkness, it simply rises. And you, my friend, are rising, slowly, quietly, powerfully. And those who doubted you will not be destroyed by your success. They will be destroyed by the realization that you never needed their validation to begin with. You are building something they could not see. The strength to stand alone, the clarity to walk your own road, and the soul to remain unbroken in a world that tests everyone. There's something profoundly spiritual that happens to a human being when they are doubted. Doubt is a mirror. When people say you can't, what they are truly saying is, I don't believe I could. When they tell you your dream is impossible, they are confessing the limits of their own imagination. When they laugh at your effort, they are revealing the fragility of their own courage. You were never the problem. Their vision was. And Shi Heng Yi teaches that true power is not found in proving others wrong. True power is found in proving your inner warrior right. You do not rise to punish your enemies. You rise because rising is your nature. Fire does not burn to destroy. It burns because that is what fire does. The wind does not move to impress. It moves because that is what wind does. And a strong soul does not grow to show off. It grows because evolution is the soul's natural direction. There were days when you were tired, when life pressed its weight on your shoulders, when fear whispered that you were not enough, when the past tried to convince you to give up, and yet here you are, breathing, listening, seeking wisdom, hungry for growth. Do you understand what that means? It means you were never weak. You were never broken. You were never lost. You were becoming someone stronger, someone wiser, someone more aware, someone more dangerous, not in violence, but in resilience. Dangerous because life cannot shake you the way it once did. Dangerous because your mind is no longer easy to influence. Dangerous because your heart is no longer a place where anyone can walk in and plant doubt. You have boundaries now. You have clarity now. You have self-respect now. And this, my friend, is what your enemies never expected. Every scar on your heart has turned into armor. Every disappointment has turned into discipline. Every betrayal has turned into a lesson. Every loss has turned into wisdom. And this transformation is the very thing that will make those who underestimated you regret choosing sides against you. They will regret assuming the chapter they saw was your whole story. They will regret confusing your silence with surrender. They will regret confusing your calmness with defeat. They will regret confusing your humility with invisibility. Because one day they will see the person you have become. The strength in your posture, the fire in your eyes, the peace in your voice, and they will realize they were never judging you. They were judging their own reflection. Shi Heng Yi teaches that the strongest warriors do not show their power through noise. They show it through presence. Your presence will become your power. Your growth will become your statement. Your discipline will become your revenge. Not revenge against others, revenge against your own old limitations. Because your true enemy was never outside. The true enemy was the doubt inside you, the fear inside you, the hesitation inside you. And now, step by step, you are defeating that enemy. You are becoming the person you were meant to be. A person who does not chase validation. A person who does not need applause. A person who does not crumble when criticized. A person who does not bow to pressure. A person who knows who they are, even in silence. There's a moment in every warrior's journey when they stop running from their pain and begin walking directly into it. That moment is the beginning of transformation. Pain shapes understanding. Silence shapes wisdom. Stillness shapes identity. And adversity shapes destiny. You are being shaped by life in ways you cannot yet imagine. The challenges you face are not obstacles, they are sharpening stones. The betrayals you endured were not endings, they were openings. The people who left were not losses, they were lessons. The delays you experienced were not punishments, they were preparations. Life was not denying you, it was strengthening you, training you, preparing you for a version of yourself you were not yet prepared to handle. And now, finally, you are ready. Ready to rise, ready to grow, ready to claim the life that belongs to you. Not the life your enemies expected, not the life your critics predicted, not the life your past tried to limit. Your life, your path, your strength. On this daily path to strength, understand something deeply. When you rise from a pure place, you rise with a force that cannot be stopped. You rise with clarity. You rise with purpose. You rise with intention. You rise with inner power. And the world can feel that power. Those who doubted you will feel it too. Not because you attack them, but because your success will expose their own insecurity. Your growth will highlight their stagnation. Your discipline will reflect their laziness. Your courage will reveal their fear. Your resilience will remind them of their own excuses. And they will regret doubting you. Not because you won, but because they realized they could have learned from you, supported you, stood beside you, but instead, they chose judgment over curiosity. But listen carefully now. This part is essential. True mastery is not in making your enemies regret. True mastery is in no longer needing them to. When you grow to the point where their opinions no longer define you, no longer control you, no longer affect you, that is when you are free. Freedom is not the absence of enemies. Freedom is the absence of inner disturbance. When nothing shakes your peace, when nothing disturbs your clarity, when nothing pulls you away from your purpose, that is when you are truly powerful. So let them doubt, let them whisper, let them laugh, let them misunderstand. Their opinions are smoke, your purpose is a mountain. Their judgment is temporary, your growth is permanent. Their doubt will fade, your strength will rise. And remember this, when a seed is buried underground, it looks like it is being attacked, but it is actually being planted. That was you. You were never buried. You were planted. And now you are rising. Rise with discipline. Rise with humility. Rise with clarity. Rise with silence. Rise with strength. Rise with a spirit so steady that even your enemies feel the shift in your energy. Rise in a way that forces them to confront the truth. They doubted someone who was destined to win. Rise not for them, but for yourself. Rise because the world needs your strength. Rise because your heart deserves peace. Rise because your future is calling. Rise because your soul is ready. Rise because this is your time. And one day, when you stand tall, when your spirit is calm, when your life is steady, those who doubted you will look back with regret. Not because you punished them, but because you transformed into someone they never believed you could become. And that, my friend, is the silent victory of a true warrior.